News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
The city of Whitefish says it's ready. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Thursday, December 29th, 2016. Cloudy sky, and it's getting chilly. It's going to get much, much colder. We'll get to that here in a few minutes. Right now, it's 11 degrees in Missoula. Sky is mostly cloudy. And our newscast this morning, sponsored by Western States Cat. Some things you'll need all winter long, like deals on batteries and antifreeze. And some of those batteries are up to 30% off. Our top story this morning, nothing has been confirmed yet. However, Whitefish Police Chief Bill Dial told me yesterday he and his staff are ready for whatever may occur in the event of a white power group organizing a march in his community next month.
My take on it right now is they have the right to demonstrate. I've talked to our city attorney. I've talked to many attorneys. I've talked to the AG's office, and we have a very liberal open carry law in the state. And if they do everything and do not try to be socially disruptive or do any criminal activities, then they have the right to do that. But once they cross that line, then they're looking at some possible intervention by the police.
Dial said planning has already begun with multiple law enforcement agencies.
We're planning, making a lot of plans with our federal, state, and local partners, law enforcement partners. And if the march happens, it happens, and we're just going to make sure that everybody is protected, both the marchers and the citizens and the property in Whitefish.
Dial said he has reached out to the leader of the Daily Stormer website and hopes they can work things out.
Is it going to happen? I don't know. We have our ear to the ground. I've actually reached out via email to Andrew Anglin. I hope he does call me back. Perhaps that he and I can come to some consensus and get this thing called off.
Dial said his philosophy is to hope for the best and plan for the worst. To hear the full story, go to our website at newstalkkgvo.com. Well, Old Man Winter's just getting warmed up, so to speak, in western Montana. Meteorologist Bob Nestor with the National Weather Service office here in Missoula said up to 5 more inches of snow are expected New Year's Day, maybe a little less. And following that, though, a bitter cold front will move into the area, bringing frigid temperatures that could hang around for quite some time.
Tuesday, this is when the cold Arctic air basically settles over the region and kind of plants itself through much of the week. And these are potentially very cold temperatures like we haven't seen in quite a while.
For some perspective, back in 2014, the temperature dipped to 23 below zero for just one night. But Nestor said next week will be different.
This Arctic air is anticipated to stick around through much of the week with overnight low temperatures, and we'll stay in Missoula here, anticipated in the at least 10 to 15 degrees below zero, but it's not out of the question whatsoever to have temperatures Tuesday or Wednesday morning 20 below or 25 below.
Nestor said western Montana will be in the deep freeze for several days next week.
The difference between this and other systems is the prolonged period of cold air, and I don't think we've had this type of prolonged period of cold air since right around 1990. In the mid-'80s, we had a few. And for those people who've been around here in the 1978, 79, that was one of our coldest winters on record.
He said high temperatures during this period will struggle to reach zero, and that care should be taken to keep pipes from freezing and to protect pets and livestock from the extended period of extreme cold next week. Authorities have arrested 2 burglary suspects after one of them was injured in a shootout with the owner of a cabin near Helena. The Independent Record reports officials say the owner had arrived at his cabin yesterday to find a black SUV parked outside and the residents in the act of being burgled. A confrontation ensued between the homeowner and the suspects, and shots were fired. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton says it's still too early to tell who opened fire first. One of the suspects, a man in his 20s, was taken to a hospital after the incident. Details about the extent of his injuries have not yet been released. Authorities located and arrested the other suspect hours after the shooting. The incident remains under investigation. A federal judge has denied Oregon refuge occupier Ryan Payne's request to withdraw his guilty plea. The Oregonian Oregon Live reports that U.S. District Judge Anna Brown ruled yesterday that Payne's plea in the Oregon case wasn't, as his attorney argued, contingent upon reaching a plea agreement in a case against him in Nevada. Payne of Anaconda admitted back in July that he conspired with others to prevent Interior Department employees from doing their jobs during the 41-day occupation of the Mahler National Wildlife Refuge. Payne was one of 11 defendants to plead guilty before others in the case went to trial and were found not guilty. Payne will be sentenced at a later date. In Nevada, he's accused of organizing, quote, armed protection, end quote, in an April 2014 standoff over impounding Cliven Bundy's cattle. City of Missoula is accepting applications now to fill the Ward 2 position on the City Council that's been vacated by Harlan Wells. Deputy City Clerk Kirsten Hands said applicants can apply online or at the City Clerk's office, but there are requirements that need to be met before applying.
In order to be eligible for the office, they need to be a U.S. citizen, a citizen of the state of Montana. They need to reside in Ward 2 for at least 60 days prior to the appointment. And they need to be a qualified elector registered and eligible to vote under state law here in Montana, and they have to be at least 18 years of age.
Now, according to Hands, the duties of a city councilor are to represent the citizens in their ward. She explains who'll choose the new city council member.
It will be the city council members, a majority of the city council members for the filled seats. So since Harlan is stepping down, that seat is vacated. So we'll have 11 active city council members, and we'll need a majority of those members. So at least 6 of those members will need to agree on the appointment.
It's free to apply. Applications are due by January 5th. The position pays $1,200.80 per month, plus city benefits. And what about Harlan Wells? Well, he said he wants to stay on the council long enough to still have a vote on his replacement.
I am going to try and stay on long enough to be part of the voting process for my replacement, but that will, in the end, be to Corey Stapleton, Secretary of State, on whether or not he wants me to resign immediately or not. And
Wells said he's hoping that the council will choose someone who shares his conservative values.
I'm hoping, and I know I won't have a whole lot of say in this, that of the candidates that apply, the council respects the vote of the ward and replaces them with somebody that's right of center.
Wells has accepted a leadership position with Montana's new Secretary of State, Corey Stapleton. Our News Talk time is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Mostly cloudy skies today with our high temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. Increasing threat of snow showers tonight with snow accumulation staying under an inch. 1 to 3 inches of snow will be possible Friday with daytime highs right around the freezing mark. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster, KECI 13.